I just feel so overwhelmed because in the beginning I really thought that learning German would be impossible, and then you get to a point that you're conversing with patients and looking forward to sort of training your German with them. Although it is like mental gymnastics until now, but it's not like before wherein I feel like I was pulling out words in my brain. This is my first time doing this, and I'm so sorry if it feels so weird. I just really want to hop on here to just reflect how it's been for me with the language here in Germany. It's something that's just happened today. My boss does this thing wherein she evaluates us of our performance, like how it's been the past 6 months. And of course, I just started working last December. And I remember when I started, it was hard. I thought having that B2 level German would make life easy. Actually, in real life, I feel like I was still lacking. I would go home after work thinking, what could I've done better? And then I'd end up looking at words that would suit well with my work. Yes, I am having like a language course right now, which is more directed to my field, Gesundheitsfachberufe. And we also started that during December. So I was basically coming in with words that I've learned self-study. But as I went on throughout my visits, and mind you, I was just working half day, I felt this kind of limitation, especially when I wanted to explain to my patients how exercises are or why we need exercises. And from then on, December, January, February, I really feel like I was mute. I wanted to say more, but I don't think it was enough. I wanted it more detailed. Aside from that self directed pressure I put in, I also feel like this exhaustion, because in the beginning when I was in Texas, when I was learning German, I was probably just learning German 1 to 2 hours, and speaking would probably be just 1 hour tops. And when I started working last December, it was like, oh my God, I have to speak for like 4 hours. And then after that, I would have a language course, which would also be like 4 hours. When that started, I was like, okay, I can do this. But after each day, it's like the exhaustion is piling up. And I mentioned it before that I did the Lingoda sprint. It was like that, but probably 10 times more. It's actually different because you see a lot more of this nonverbal cues, not just from my patients, but also from my colleagues. So going back to my boss giving me like an assessment of how things are. And at first, I have to do self assessment, like how I rated myself. I really rated myself so low. And on that part, where she said, what areas do I need to improve on? I really just put in language because I feel like I still somehow feel disconnected. And with my coworkers as well. Like, I can talk to them, but somewhat I feel restricted. Like, I wanted to show this kind of personality I'm showing with y'all to them. It was just this month, June, wherein I felt like it's actually getting better. And so I realized that when she gave me the assessment today, that I felt like one of the mistakes that I did was I really didn't honor my journey as much as I'm sharing it with you guys. I feel like I don't believe that I've reached that B2 level just because in real life, I feel like it's still limited. And then when my boss was telling me, "No, Francis, you're doing good. You're basically understand a lot, but probably just need to improve on your endurance." She was really encouraging me. For some reason, I just found myself crying because I also felt this immense feeling that I couldn't believe that I was able to learn German and actually move here and speak German to my patients, although still needs improvement. But yeah, I am surviving. I couldn't help but feel emotional about that. I know it sounds funny, but yeah, if you're studying a language, whether it be German or anything else, honor that journey. When my boyfriend and I started talking about this plan of me moving to Germany, that was my biggest block. Would it be possible for me to actually converse in German? Imagine I'm this talkative in English. And of course, in Filipino, I'd be a lot more talkative. But getting to that point in German, I'm probably still not there. But every day, I'm just thinking, okay, I didn't find that word. When I'm with my patients, sometimes I'm still going to use that app called Deeple to kind of find some words or check new words that I've learned from my patients. And I think that kind of built up. I also remember this one patient of mine. I've had her since December. She said during that time I'd be really quiet because I don't know. I feel like in the beginning, when you know somebody, you have to kind of like observe them first, monitor the person first, see what their nonverbal cues are, how their facial expression is. And sometimes I look at their mouth. I feel like doing that helps with learning pronunciation. She said I was very quiet in the beginning and my grammar was really hard to understand, as well as my accent. And now that we're still doing therapy and it's already July, she said that it's going faster. She said that I have more confidence speaking. My problem is mostly I am very perfectionist. I really work on improving a certain area or do drills every day because I believe that I'd get closer to where I wanted to be, not knowing that other people already appreciate the effort that I'm putting in. I feel like I'm doing physical therapy myself. I know I'm kind of getting off tangent here and it's not usual as my previous video when in everything structured, but I just really want to share this experience with y'all because honestly, sometimes it's hard because even though I have friends, they can't really relate to that fact that you have to learn a language in order to not only survive, because I really wanted to thrive in Germany. And it's hard for them to imagine this. And I feel like you guys who are undergoing through this journey would really understand how much effort we put in studying everything from grammar, vocabulary, speaking, listening, understanding all the words that are so fast and kind of uploading that in our brain. It's not easy getting up every day studying even though you're not seeing your progress. If you're on the same journey, I know it's hard. I really couldn't imagine that A1 me studying would get to a level wherein I'm conversing, working with patients, although I still haven't had my license, but I get that taste, that trial subscription of being a physical therapist here in Germany. And I think that journey on its own is a big accomplishment. Even though I passed the exam and all that, I would always think that I have to keep going, keep going. But today's really the first time that I told myself, wow, we're already too far. We're already swimming. I realized that I'm no longer where I started. Like, I'm already far away from that point. And it's just that today's the first time that I admitted that to myself. I don't want to cry. I feel kind of proud of admitting that I put in a lot of effort. Because although I am still having a hard time, I feel like starting this month, it has already become a lot easier. And that's like, I don't know, 6, 7 months. I'm just glad that my boss does that 6 month, performance appraisal. Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't really realize how far I've come. I told her that I'm excited to see how my German's gonna be like 2 years, 3 years of living here in Germany. I hope you guys found some value in what I'm sharing today and know that you're not alone in this journey because I'm still on it and I feel like I still have a long way to go. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Cheers.